What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Coin Vigilante podcast again. So we have, our guest here, Flying Cryptos. You've seen him before in the podcast. I'm bringing him on again because we got things to talk about. And you know what? We got a drink here. We're drinking, both of us having a good time, and we're going to learn something.
Cheers, everybody.
Today. Cheers, man. Hey, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much, man. So yeah, a lot has been going on with Litecoin, the markets, Russia, Ukraine, you name it. There's a lot that's been going on, and we got ourselves a little bit of a relief rally right now, which might prove to be a long-term trend change. And that's what I'm watching for right now. And we'll be going over a couple charts, talking about a couple things, see how you've been doing. Because it's been a while since we did a live stream together.
It's been a while, and since then, look at what we're wearing. So
yes, we both got the same tie, the same Litecoin tie on right now.
Litecoin tie, and then what else?
Litecoin watch, baby.
So we got two businesses going on, right? So I got mine with the watches that I launched in Kickstarter several months ago, big success, and so he also has a business that he's doing, right? So he's doing the Ademaro. I believe that's how you pronounce it, tie. So, before we even go into it, look at that. So I got his Bitcoin tie right here, black on gold. I got the gold one too, which is perfect because, Bitcoin's gold and everything. And then I got this, so this is a silver one. This is the blue Litecoin. So really cool, amazing quality. Each tie comes with its own certificate that tells you, hey, there's only so many of these out of 500. So cool stuff. I'm going to have you talk about that in a little bit, but why don't we just jump right into charts, because that's what people want to see first.
That's right.
Right after that, you can talk about whatever you want, dude. It's going to be a free-for-all. I got a drink. I had a couple before, so it's going to be fun.
All right, man. Yeah. If you're watching this, pour yourself a glass and enjoy.
Yep, that's right. Cheers. All right, I'm going to add this to the stream.
All right, cool. All right, so we're taking a look at the Litecoin USD chart. This is on the monthly. Now, a long time ago, back in December 13th, I mentioned this, and I highlighted this pattern back when we were at 146. Possibility of this monthly bull flag. And as we were breaking down, I wasn't that sure if we were going to hold the lower trend line of this, but we got a nice monthly close here, 4 days left in this candle, and we're starting to see some follow through. If we can push above this resistance right here on this monthly, this previous high of 122, I do think we'll have a chance at getting a monthly breakout. So on the monthly chart, it's looking pretty good. I'm going to go and zoom in a little bit, see what's going on right now. Take a look at the 4 hour. We're currently holding a 4 hour uptrend. You see this trend line right here, this white trend line. We come down, set a higher low, bounce off it. Come up, set a higher low, bounce off it. And now we're currently doing that again, breaking through the 12 EMA, this red line right here. And if we can break through 126, my next target is going to actually be on this one, 131 right here. And that is going to be this previous high. Now, what I would ideally like to see, I would like to see us come up and test 140, mid 140 range. This box here, I'll zoom out so you can see it better. This box right here, this was the previous relief rally. If we can touch this, maybe form a bull flag here on the higher time frame, and then make a new leg up, that would be pretty good, guys. And that's what I'm targeting. See, because so I just announced, and I got a couple people, and I just want to clear some things up, because some people people that follow me, I've been calling $70-$80 Litecoin for a while, and I might be wrong, and honestly, I'm fine being wrong. I'll own up to that, and you guys know that. But if we, I'm losing my train of thought here.
Hold on, let me add to that though, because we all make calls and we all look at our trading charts and we all call it. the thing about being a trader and an investor is you place your bets based on probability and the possibility of something happening. And if
Sure.
if that doesn't hit, you have a plan to move into another, target that you have, right? So it's not like
Absolutely.
just because you get it wrong that we didn't hit 70%, it doesn't mean you're either terrible at it or that, oh, he's wrong. So,
I mean, yeah,
that,
and it's all about how you react to the market and what your trading plan is. Obviously, it doesn't at this moment. As soon when I entered my position, my most recent position, when I posted that onto Twitter, it was when we got the breakout of this resistance. Let me zoom out here. Oh, sorry, I'm on the hourly. So I took my long here at 119. It was, and it was. Wait a minute. No, I'm sorry. It wasn't on 19. That's just not the chart.
are you trying to figure out your entry point for your
I'm
long?
trying to figure out my entry point.
You got to go back on Twitter and see what you tweeted and when you did.
I'm going on my. I'm just going on my Coinbase.
Hey, I've been there, dude. This happens. Yeah, it's definitely interesting, the price action. I mean, we have Bitcoin that's trying to break that 45K resistance.
119.38 was my entry.
Okay. All right, there you go. So you're right.
All right, so 119.38. That was my entry. I've been sitting in that for a couple days now. And I'm just watching this trend line. I did post earlier as we came back down to test this little box that I was going to add. It never got low enough for me to add. So I was never able to add to that position. So I'm still riding the original position and I'm just sitting in it. And that's what I plan to do. I have no reason to sell. No reason to sell unless we break this uptrend line, at least for my entry being at 119.
So what do you
Right about
think?
there.
What do you think? I'm trying to figure something out too. And I
Yeah.
don't think and you can totally go against what I'm thinking. Are we in a bear market? I mean, I know obviously Litecoin and most altcoins are down like 70, 80%. I mean, I don't know, who knows? But if you actually look at Bitcoin is actually more than double its previous all-time high of 2017. So, and Bitcoin is a market leader, right? Bitcoin, wherever Bitcoin goes, it kind of carries a team that way. And so, what would you say with Bitcoin? I personally don't think we're in a bear market. What do you think?
No, I mean, as we look at the monthly chart on Bitcoin, we're not even like we were speculating a lot. Everybody was speculating a lot just a month ago about how low Bitcoin could go. We're going to see low 20,000. We're going to see whatever. And I drew this uptrend line on the monthly right here, as you can see this white line on the bottom, and we haven't even come down and tested this trend line yet. And I was pretty confident that we were going to see Bitcoin come down and tag that line before we continued up to new highs, but that might not happen. We're looking at the lower time frame, and it's suggesting that we have this relief rally. If we set a higher low on the higher time frame and we continue up, this very well could be the bottom. But I would not say that Bitcoin's in a bear market unless it lost this monthly uptrend line. So there's no reason to think that Bitcoin's in a bear market right now.
And I really like that last monthly candle because it look at that wick. I mean, bulls have bought up that whole entire, price action there. So we just got to break 45K, dude.
And it's touching it right now, man. So we'll see what happens. But as far as Litecoin goes, obviously Litecoin hasn't performed, as well as many other alts on the market. But if Litecoin can form a bottom here, because you see we got the 200 moving average right here that we are bouncing off of on the weekly. So, and going back to the original chart that I shared here, it's this one. Go to the monthly. We still have this monthly bull flag on Litecoin.
That is true.
That is a monthly bull flag, and we are bouncing off that lower trend line. So, if we can get back towards the top of this flag, about $170, maybe form a little monthly high or low, we could break right out of it, and come end of 2022, it's possible in this scenario, if we get this monthly bull flag break, that we could see mid 100. I mean, I'm talking like 6, 7, 800, up to almost $1,000 in 2023 is a possibility. And I don't put time frames on things, but if this is a monthly bull flag, to make a target on your monthly bull flag, it's going to be the height of the flagpole of the breakout, which would put us right about $1,000.
And it kind of coincides with what's happening with the world today. So right now, Russia is trying to accept, digital currencies. It's trying to accept. I think they're actually allowing its allies to accept Bitcoin as a method of payment for their oil. Right.
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, we have countries. We got stuff going on. So Ricardo Salinas, the billionaire in Mexico, just recently traveled with Max Kaiser to and Stacey Herbert to El Salvador. They're talking things. So a lot of people are getting involved to where fundamentals are only getting stronger, and people are walking into digital currencies and trying to adopt them into systems instead of walking away from them. So more people are joining than leaving. And I think, the charts kind of coincide with all that. And like you said, looking forward with this monthly bull flag with, yeah, you're right. It could definitely go up there. And we got now MWeb. Now, once
Yep.
MWeb gets activated, right, because it needs that signaling from the miners, then we're talking money. And so I don't know. It's quite interesting to see that monthly, bull flag.
I wanted to ask you a question, Carlos, because I know you always ask me the questions. What is your opinion on the Russia-Ukraine situation, as far as the markets in general?
Well, I just think it's interesting because I honestly think the markets have already priced in all of this mess that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense to me because the markets kind of overreacted at the beginning. I mean, you saw even Amazon. I mean, I don't know how low it dropped. I mean, big companies, stock market that dropped more than 30, 40%, some 50, some 70%.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that the market overreacted. It was getting overheated. If you look at everything, S&P was making highs after all-time highs on bad news and bad news. And eventually something needed to give kind of like, okay, this has to end for a little bit. We need a correction. And, it brought crypto down, but I think it priced it in. And I think I tweeted something a couple days ago, and I'm like, I'm feeling a relief rally coming, because, at some point you can't suppress this enough. There's no limit to the upside, right? And so I think it's interesting because number one, the dollar is losing its market, right? So
Yes.
Russia is forcing people to buy their oil with no dollars, right? They have to use rubles or they have to use different things like Bitcoin now, right? And so that places an interesting, position on the dollar because we're kind of slowly losing that world reserve, status. And
Yeah.
so that's also going to be interesting with everything else. And I think it's going to affect the stock market. I think it's going to affect cryptocurrencies, possibly in a positive way. But I think it's priced in terms of the market. I don't know.
Okay.
What do you think?
So I actually I agree with you. I mean, I was very skeptical, and everybody knows that I trade purely based on tactical analysis. And because Russia is a superpower, they have nuclear weapons. Um, you really have to pay attention to what's going on with Russia. So I started weighing that into my analysis, and I maintain this bearish outlook, at least for the short term, until there's some more clarity. We're getting a little bit more clarity now with what's going on with Russia, and I agree with you. I do think it's priced in. The only thing that still has me a little concerned is the unknowns of escalation. It's very easy for something to be said and done that accidentally causes a much bigger problem,
True.
which isn't priced into the market.
And
Um,
and that the interesting thing to that though, because I just want to add to it.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about uncertainties, right? And the market does not like uncertainties. And I recently talked to Crypto Burb, one of the best traders out
Oh
there.
yeah. Yeah.
Learned a ton from him. It's kind of funny because he was in his car while I was doing the interview, so
Oh,
it was a little different. But I asked him, "How the heck do you hedge in today's market with what's going on? I mean, how do you do it?" And he was like, and he made a good point, right? And that's part of the reason why I do the podcast, so I can learn from him and audience can learn. And he was like, you have to diversify your portfolio, so definitely don't put all your eggs in one basket, which is kind of different than the Bitcoin maxi mentality, because they're like, all you got to do is hold Bitcoin, take a loan on your mortgage or do whatever and put it all into Bitcoin, which is in a way kind of silly. And he has a good point, right? In a time where you don't know what's going on, in a time of war, sometimes commodities do well. Stock market sometimes does well as well. And so, real estate, commodities, stocks, crypto, put all your eggs and diversify into those four, and cash. Cannot forget about cash. And in a way, you kind of ease on that volatility, where sometimes crypto drops 40%, but stocks only drop 10. And then gold, for some reason, starts going up 10%. And so I don't know. It was an interesting way of me to think about it. I still haven't diversified as much as I should.
Yeah.
But it's true. But like I said, sorry I interrupted you. But
No, it's good. I love talking. I think I like talking because we can share both of our viewpoints and hopefully help the people that are watching a little bit more, because it's really what it's about at the end of the day. So yeah, so I mean, as far as Litecoin goes, I'm not. I am going back to pure technical analysis unless any big red flags come up with Russia. Right now, I agree with Carlos. I think everything's priced in. You guys saw over the last few days. I'm now taking chances. I'm longing this. And I'm going to stay in this, like I said, unless we lose that 4-hour uptrend line. I have no reason to get out of my position. I don't even look at the chart all day anymore. I'll glance on my phone a couple times, and that's about it. I got my stop loss. I got my stop loss here at 116.50. I'm actually going to move it up and a little bit into profit, so that way if we break this trend line, close my position, I don't care. I'll be in profit even if it's just a little bit. Doesn't matter. I'm just gonna ride the wave, guys, until it gets up towards 140 up to here, because I think at this point we're gonna need to see some sort of pullback if we get up this high.
yeah, 100%.
And pull back down on the higher time frame. I'll zoom out here. Yeah, if we were to come up here to 140, I really don't think we're just going to go up in a straight line through 140. I mean, we're going to come up, we're going to have to pull back and probably pull back to the range we're at now or a little bit lower. I mean,
so I agree with that. Oh, go ahead, because you're actually working on that right now.
yeah, no, I was just drawing a fib here just to see like if we get up here to this range, what the 0.618 would be, and the 0.618 would be about 116. This box right here, this support line right here would be your 0.618. If it were to come up here and pull back, that would be your 0.618. So I'm just getting like an idea of like what that retracement could look like if we come up here. We might come down here, and then that's a possibility on how we could flip the high.
Oh, and that's perfectly fine. I mean, sometimes you should expect to see a little bit of a pullback when you hit resistance, but this could also happen. You never know. See, that's the thing about all these. So I'm actually going to share my screen real quick.
Yeah, share it.
Let me, because this could also happen. All right, let me share my screen.
Right.
I don't know what in the world happened here. Can you see my screen?
Oh yeah.
This is Zilliqa, okay? I've been just, kind of just looking at it. I bought, all the way down here and kind of rode it. Today, out of nowhere, it has 100% move. Okay? Doesn't make any sense. And it just made 100% move to the upside. So you never know when that can happen. And that could be, something that's happening behind the lines or behind the scenes where, something's happening with El Salvador. You know, God knows what even happened there when all those Litecoiners went down there. I still don't know. Or some, I don't know. But the crazy thing about crypto is that something like this could happen. 100% move.
That's
Doesn't
true.
make sense to me. I don't know why that happened. It could be something, some upgrade that's happening behind the lines and a big partnership happened. But that's one of the things about
And you can
crypto.
never catch you never catch a move like this. I've never caught 100% move before. In that time span, a day.
Yeah. So, yeah,
It's
true.
one of those. It's one of those things that you see it and you're like, damn. I mean, I wish I owned this coin.
Oh yeah. And this is Zilliqa. So, I actually own a little bit. I'm a trader myself, and I don't just put most of my eggs are in Bitcoin and Litecoin. That's what I mainly focus on. But
Mhm.
I own this. It's a competitor in a way to Ethereum. But yeah, I own that. And anyway, I wanted to show that because I was looking at my portfolio and I'm like, what's going on
Did you
here?
did you search Twitter and the symbol to see if there's anything behind it? What's going
I
on? Is
think
it a
they're
news
launching
article?
something in April. It's called Metapolis or something going on, and something's happening. And so there was a reason why that happened, but um, it's interesting, man. But I want to we'll go back into charts for a little bit, but like I said
So yeah,
before,
there's so many things that can happen. When you see an analyst sharing charts, they're not trying to predict the future. They're merely just showing you their plan, what could happen, and you just got to keep it in mind. This could break down right now. It could go up to maybe 130 and come down. It could go up to 140 and come down. The point is, you just got to have a plan and react to it. You got to have a lot of contingency plans in crypto because anything's possible. Um, and just coming in here just on the 1 hour. I mean, what is it? What do we got right now on the 1 hour? A little bit of choppy price action.
just some consolidation.
Yeah, basically.
But if you look at the the higher time frames and monthly and sometimes even yearly, weekly as well, I believe that the past couple of weeks, if you're just buying to hold it, this is a great opportunity. Or even the past couple of weeks have been great to dollar cost average, right?
Yep.
And that's so you got to have your trading mentality and also your investing mentality, right? You're looking 2 years ahead, a year ahead, and that's what I want. If you're watching right now, a lot of you are going to be like, well, I don't have time to be doing this, right? But from an investor perspective, if you believe in the project that you're doing, like Litecoin, 100% uptime, M-Web integration, the biggest upgrade in Litecoin's history, right? All these things going on. It's a good time to get in because I mean, what the all-time high was $400, and right now we're sitting at
Yeah.
120.
And we're definitely coming back to retest those highs, no doubt. So if you were to buy and hold here at $124, you're looking at a pretty damn good gain just coming back up to the two previous prices.
So what do you? So I want to be real here because we always, especially me. I mean, my business, your business, is
Mhm.
literally built behind the Litecoin brand, right?
Yeah.
So you
And
have the
Bitcoin and
guys,
crypto as a whole, yeah.
right? I have the watches, I have all these things. So in a way, our businesses depend on that. So we always tend to talk positively about Litecoin, Bitcoin, this and that. So why do you think that Litecoin was not able to surpass its previous all-time high of 400 in this bull run? Do you think that Bitcoin just kind of took the spotlight there, or people lost interest in terms of investors, or there were larger macro things that happened, like a war or like just different type of things? Like, what's going on? Or is this a larger play
Honestly,
for Litecoin?
here's the problem. The reason why I don't think Litecoin was able to really get ahead is this LTC BTC chart. And I remember this because in our last live stream that we did months ago, it was, when was our live stream? It was
Oh, it was when you with the Litecoin song and all that. It had to be October. I don't know. I don't know when it was.
This is January. Oh, weekly.
I'll look. But yeah, I'm just curious. I want to get your perspective.
All right, October. Okay, so we were getting this pump here. It had to have been November, October, somewhere around here. All right, so we were tightening up in this LTC BTC pattern. And I was talking about that breakout, and when we get that breakout, the kind of move we can see on this chart. I mean, this chart is a chart that's been forming since 2017. And it has been tightening ever since. And every time we got a push out the top, it just wicked back down and remains inside this pattern until this previous week. We got a weekly close outside of it. So now what I'm looking for on this is a breakout above 3,000, because we got a lot of resistance right here in this area. And if we can break out above that, I'm just looking for my pen. Here it is. If we can break out above that with volume, that's going to be a hell of a sign for Litecoin. And that right there could make Litecoin lead the way this time around. Because before, like you were asking me why Bitcoin did this and Litecoin couldn't break new all-time highs, I honestly think that this pattern just wasn't ready yet. It wasn't tight enough. And every time it pushed up, it got pushed back down. So nobody viewed the LTC BTC chart as being bullish. Everyone was complaining every single year that this chart goes lower and lower and lower and lower. So once Litecoin gets the hype that it needs from an actual convincing breakout from this pattern, then you'll see Litecoin perform as we all wanted it to in the previous rally.
Yeah, that's a good point. That is a very good point. And I actually saw, I don't know if you have the charts ready or not. I mean, you don't at all, but the actual silver, we're talking real freaking silver coins out there. The silver chart, if you compare it to the Litecoin chart, it's pretty dang similar.
Really?
Oh, it is. Oh, it is, because silver, and if you watch certain, people that talk about silver has been suppressed so much. And there's a lot of value behind silver. No, I mean, people use it out there. There's the mining cost, it's still scarce and all that, which is, I don't know. It's kind of similar, but yeah, I'm waiting for this pattern to just explode. I truly believe in Litecoin. To me, there is no doubt in my mind that Litecoin has a very bright future. There's a lot of people behind the scenes that are doing a lot of things for it and for the good of people, for the good of humanity. And, Litecoin is decentralized, 100% uptime. It's been here for forever, being able to have people send money, cross payments across the world, right? People use Litecoin, period. You look at the BitPay, analytics every quarter or whatever, they come out with their, how much people use Litecoin. Litecoin is the second most used crypto in BitPay, right? Not Doge, not any other coins, and it's gaining more of that market. So people use it. PayPal has it. Banks are letting customers buy it. It's one of the most liquid coins out there. Litecoin's not going to go anywhere. All right. So to the Litecoin haters, not good morning to you. And it's going to stay relevant, and it will be more relevant as time comes. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Absolutely.
But
I agree. That was well said, Carlos.
But we'll see where that goes. But enough with charts. Let's talk about what's going on with you. So you got your part of the reason I'm trying to gear the podcast to also, appeal to people that want to grow businesses, that want to be entrepreneurs, to want to be doing something. You can't just trade. You can't just do that, right? And in today's world, you kind of have to have an entrepreneurial mentality to, go past what you can do, right? Your 9 to 5 is no longer giving you enough money to sustain your family, to grow, right? So, who do we got here? Good morning to everyone, Carlos. We got Year of the Bull. We got Year of the Bull watching. Maybe we should do more charts because he would like that. But you know, from your standpoint, talk about your business, one. And two, what kind of tips or what kind of obstacles did you encounter as you did your business? For example, me, I had to do a lot of research figuring out, look, I'm importing watches from God knows where, right?
Yeah.
So I got to figure out all that. Just talk about your business. All right. So we got the Adamaro ties right here.
Yep.
He's a big guy that does
It's
them. So
one
cover
of
it.
many businesses. This is actually more of like a smaller business. This project more nonetheless. But so I have a boat rental company. We rent a lot of boats. I don't want to like name the business on here, but
Yeah,
can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me? Okay, cool. So I opened that business about almost 7 years ago now. And 7 years ago, I was 21. I opened up my first business. So before that, though, I was doing web design and coding.
Okay.
And I wanted to start a business doing that. My first big business was the boat rental facility. Open up one boat, hit the pavement running, marketing, and then, every year it gets a little bit better. Get 2 boats, 3 boats, 4 boats, 5 boats, 10 boats. You just keep growing.
So
And
hold
then
on. Did you work a 9 to 5 before that? Like, were you working or you just right off of college and you started doing that or what?
I didn't go to college. No,
Okay.
I was doing coding and software development on my own business before that.
Hmm. And
Right
so
out
were
right
you
after I
scared? Were
graduated.
you or you've always had that kind of drive where you're like, I'm gonna make a business and I know it's gonna work, so I'm just
I
gonna do
did.
it.
I never wanted to work for anybody.
Hmm.
I never wanted to do that. I couldn't do it because I'm not good at being told what to do. So,
That's yeah.
um, what's that?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of entrepreneurs feel
Yeah, it's true.
that.
You want to be in charge. You want to be able to run the ship and basically see your baby grow. You know, and your business is your baby. You treat it like family. So anyway, I got into the boat rental business. Then after that, I got into the retail space. So, um, I have a retail store as well. And then I did this project here as well, the crypto ties and cryptoties.com. I ultimately want it to be more than just ties. Just right now, that's just slow moving because I got boat rental season coming up. And that's a lot of work.
No, I got you.
So anyway, yeah, I mean, tips on like opening a business, gotta believe in yourself, persistence. If you feel like you're gonna fail, you just gotta keep pushing. I mean, it's me over here in life, and you
And so, but when you put meaning behind it and when it's authentic as well, there's a lot of room for opportunity and people connect to that and people like it, right? And so, and like you said, there's going to be failures. I could come up with a product tomorrow and it's complete shit
yeah,
and people don't dig it, people don't buy it. But I actually had an interview recently with Mitch. He's a great dude on Twitter. And he said, the only person stopping you from being successful and accomplishing something
is
is
yourself.
yourself. Because, the biggest thing is we're scared of change. We don't like change, but change is the thing that will allow you to get opportunities, right? I mean, you actually need to be failing. You need to be failing in order to accomplish something. Because if you're not failing, that means you're not stepping out of your zone. And that
Mhm.
means you're not willing to experience, right? So you're not gaining that. And so I don't know. I think it's interesting what you did, and having that entrepreneurial spirit behind it. I just think it's pretty cool.
I can
And so
relate. I can relate with how you feel like people around you saying you're crazy, like with the watch idea. People thought I was crazy to open a boat rental company, but in the city that I live in, it's a pretty tourist area. So I was like, okay, like I know if I open a boat rental company here, people will be renting boats.
Yeah.
And I went against everybody's word. Nobody thought I could do it. And it's pretty big business now.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. And I wanted to bring you in, right? So, so your ties are made in Italy.
Italy. Yes.
Okay. And so I'm not a huge tie guy. I wear ties and all that, but I don't know. So is Italy a really nice place to be making ties? Like, are they known for that or what?
Italy is a place that's known to be a producer of a lot of designer clothing.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
All right, so
like you look at like Armani, a lot of stuff from Armani is made in Italy. You look at Gucci, a lot of stuff, most of their stuff is made in Italy. Any of these designer lines made in Italy.
That's nice. Yeah, that's good. So, speaking of that too, the watches that I have, so it's a Japanese movement, Seiko, and Seiko has been making, movements that power watches since the 1890s, right? And over 100 years, the past 100 years, they're known to have some of the best movements out there. Quartz. So this is a quartz movement. It's quartz. So it has both mechanical and also quartz movements or features, right? And so it's called a mecha quartz, right? And so it's kind of cool. There's ins and outs, but I'll tell you something, dude. When doing this business, a lot of people think, oh, well, he had to know something that I didn't know in order to do what he did. He had to know something to get to $96,000 in Kickstarter that I should have known. Otherwise, I would have done it. Dude, I didn't know. Every step of the way was something new that I encountered and I have to figure out.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is. And I, my college, interviewed me and they were like, well, what's going on? Like, how'd you do this? And I'm like, look, the only thing I'll tell people here, and I hope that people going to college right now that are putting themselves in like hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, is that you got to go out there and do it. And if you put a lot of drive behind it and passion, you'll figure out the way. There's no secret recipe. There is not a secret recipe into being successful. But if you got some guts, if you keep pushing, you'll figure something out along the way. And so I don't know. I feel like that resonates a lot with me, and it's something that I live by. I don't know if you've gone through it. I'm sure you have, but there's not secret recipe. Dude, who would have told you the secret recipe to running a boating business? No one.
There isn't. And a lot of it, like, yeah, there is no secret recipe. I mean, you could do the same exact thing I did on a different lake in a different state. That might also be a touristy area, and you might not make half the money. You might not even make it enough to where you think it's worth doing.
Yeah.
So it's not like you can copy somebody's plan. It's not like a cookie cutter, like, I want to go do this. I'm just going to copy what they did. Like, you just can't do that.
Yeah. I don't know. I like what you did, and I feel like I can resonate with a lot of what you did. And so,
and I have to give you credit on the Kickstarter campaign. That's pretty impressive. But you know what? It's your product. It's your vision that made that Kickstarter campaign do so well.
Yeah, and people,
it's deep. It is the watches. It's what you're selling, and it's your story and the meaning behind it. That's what sold it.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I thought, and I'll be real with you right now. I got to be real with anyone who's watching. So when I was thinking about watches, I'm like, well, look, anyone makes watches. I can go to MVMT buy a watch. I can go to Fossil buy a watch. I can go to Rolex buy a watch. I could go, but none of those companies. I can't relate to any of those companies. Mm-hmm. And I want something I can relate to, right? So when you buy a Porsche, normally it's someone that can relate to that and something about it means to them, right? You need some juice behind it, right? And that's what I was thinking. And to me, I love Litecoin. I love Bitcoin. To me, they offer solutions, right? When I did it, my whole thing was I want something to remind me of the opportunity that Bitcoin and Litecoin bring. And what other better way to do it than with a timepiece that you can carry anywhere? Because a shirt, you can make a Bitcoin shirt, you wear it once, it's dirty, throw it in there, you're not going to wear it for a month. A watch is something you can wear everywhere. And so, I wanted to create a message behind it. And so, for example, if you go to JCPenney, they'll have a lot of watches out there that you can buy. a lot of brands. But the person selling you a watch there doesn't know the story behind any of those brands. It doesn't know what it stands for. They're just trying to make their commission. They're trying to sell you the watch. That's it. And so the reason why I created this is, look, I'm going to sell it to you directly. I fulfill it. I pack it up. I get it ready to you, design and everything. And it's because I want you to be able to get that message and to be able to carry that message with it. I don't want you to buy the watch just because it looks cool. I want you to buy the watch because of the message it carries. And so that's kind of what I did. And it worked great, right? And so right now, now that, I guess I haven't talked about it publicly, but I'm not working a 9 to 5. I got to work my butt off to figure out how to sell the damn watches. So, now I got to do that. But it's kind of cool though, man, because we're talking about all this.
And I think you won't have a problem selling the rest of the watches as long as people know they exist.
Yeah,
that's really what it is. Because they're amazing. I bought 2 of them, just so everybody knows.
He sure did, and he's wearing them right now.
And Carlos, you got like 4 ties, so
that's right. I got them all right here, man. So go to his website and buy a few, man. You got to buy a few. You got to stay classy. I took one of these to a date with my wife. She loved it, and I'm telling you, this is quality. This is not a tie you just go out there and buy, and it's like, I mean, this is it's pretty nice. I mean,
so they had to be so when I had them made, they had to be stitched in there. They're woven into the fabric. They're not 3D printed or anything. Like you go on Etsy and a lot of those ties, they're just printed ties.
Yeah. I get it, dude. And it's the same thing with me. Like when I talked to my suppliers, they told me, oh, we can give you a pre-made mold. We can get, I'm like, I don't want that. I wanted to make it authentic. I wanted to make sure that people know, hey, this is the real deal. And so, it worked out, dude. People like authenticity. People like it when people put meaning behind it, because there's so much bullshit going out everywhere around the world, dude. People don't want to deal with it. A lot of BS information, a lot of BS products that people are trying to sell and push down your throat. It doesn't work like that. Although I do feel like I annoy the shit out of people sometimes, though, because I post so many watch things, like pictures, retweets, like, hey, we're gonna take a picture with our drink today, and I don't know. Sometimes I feel like
you're doing your work. I mean, everybody, you all got to remember, Carlos quit his 9 to 5, so you better go on Coin Vigilante and pick up a watch and cryptoties.com.
And that's right. We need to do a partnership or something, but
yeah,
it's hilarious. So my mom is literally commenting right now, and she's saying, do you have something for women? So wait, hold on. Who are you referring to? Crypto Ties or Coin Vigilante? So she's got to post it and comment, because I don't know what she's referring to. Women can wear ties. They can. And they can. But these watches work on women too. So hey, that works.
That's true.
Oh, she's referring
to crypto ties. Okay. So not tie related, different form of clothing.
Are you talking different form of clothing, Mom, or what? Because we need to figure it out. That's hilarious.
But yeah. So no, that's really cool. Definitely we'll do something, we'll get together. But
yeah, that's fun. All right, so I haven't done this, and I gotta shill my own website, because all these like YouTubers have like their own like sponsors, and they show like their own product and whatever. I have never even done that. So hold on, let me see. So guys, you can go. Can you see my screen? You can see it, right? So you can go on Coin Vigilante, okay? CoinVigilante.com. I actually just kind of redid the website. So, we got Bitcoin, Litecoin watches. There's 750 of them only. You can buy all of them. And look at this. This is actually
and it's a beautiful, beautiful website, too. I was on this, and I was looking back through it. Oh, I see you put the flying one on there. That's cool.
I did. I think I should have asked you for permission, but I kind
of no. You're cool. No, you don't. I'm advertising it. So, but I was going back, and I was looking at when you were drafting the designs and stuff. Would you have like a history part on the website?
Yeah.
history portion. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I try to kind of explain people why. Oh, hold on, we got someone here in the comments. We would like to see crypto scarves. Like, are we talking like winter scarves for men and women? Hey, people would use those because you got to use them to stay warm.
True.
That's a good idea.
It's
But
true.
anyway, so the cool thing, and I never thought this would ever freaking happen in my life, is that these are watches that are worn in more than 30 countries right now. So, and the cool thing is that when people get them, they get excited. They post pictures of it. Look at that. I don't know how many feet in the air that was. Picture with
About
that.
10. Probably 7 to 10,000.
So these are
I don't remember.
all pictures from fans. People that are wearing them. That's Litecoin Lisa. This is Clint Westwood. A lot of people know him. So look, we're trading. It's Litecoin time. We got to trade. So, people bought them and people have fun with them. And so you can go on here. You can pay with Litecoin. Now, where in the heck have you gone in your life and bought a watch with Litecoin or Bitcoin? You probably haven't. And a lot of people are actually buying our watches with Litecoin. So it's kind of crazy, dude, because I never thought that would happen. And it's peer-to-peer. So I have it to where people literally pay directly to the address. Boom, gone. You don't even have to do it through Coinbase, through anything. Immediate. So people do it, and I'm pretty happy about it. And so anyway, that's my shilling time for the day.
That's awesome.
I've never done it before.
Beautiful website. Beautiful website.
So
now for crypto scarves, maybe we could do something like that. Who knows?
Yeah, you never know. See, we got ideas coming up in the freaking show right now. I didn't know this was still up. So anyway, all right, dude. Well, let's wrap it up real quick. I really had a good time with you joining the show. I love I get to learn from your charts. And then talking about business and everything, having a drink, it all helps. So that was fun stuff. Any last thoughts you want to talk about? I mean, anything? Where can people find you or whatever you want to talk about?
At Flying Cryptos on Twitter. I haven't been doing many live streams myself lately because I haven't been watching the markets as closely. Been pretty busy. Come fall, I'll be full speed ahead again as soon as our summer is over with the boat rentals. So yeah, Flying Cryptos, I will continue to post all the time. Almost at least once a day, I post something going on with the markets, whether it's the daily chart, the 4 hour, the weekly. I try to keep everybody updated. And whenever I'm in a position, I keep people updated. And I always post my stop limits so people know what my trading plan is going to be. And people can go on my Twitter, ask me questions. I answer comments all the time. And I try to make things a little educational for newcomers in the space.
Yep. So follow him on Twitter, Flying Cryptos, CryptoTies.com. Buy your freaking, ties. Get them. They're insane quality. And I got to add to that what you just said. Putting content out there is not easy. It's not. No. It takes time to do it. It takes effort. You got to come up with ideas.
A lot of people don't realize I do it for free.
Yeah.
I do it for free. I don't have a members program or anything like that.
Yeah, which is,
it's because I enjoy doing it. I have fun.
Yeah. So kudos to you, dude. You're doing a great job. I'll have you on the show again. We'll do maybe like some giveaway or something. We'll figure it out. But anyway, all right. So I'm gonna do rapid fire questions. Whatever word that comes up to your mind first, that's what you got to respond to. All right. So I'm gonna say whatever, and you got to say it. Okay.
You're talking. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to give you, so it can be a statement, it can be a question, whatever word that comes up in your mind first, boom, one word, you got to say it back. All right, okay. So, crypto ties.
Fire.
All right, fire, that's good. All right, that's good. Bitcoin.
Hot. I'm gonna
we got fire, we got hot, what else is coming? Litecoin.
Digital lightning.
Okay. All right.
Lightning. Just lightning.
Okay, lightning. All right. Peter Schiff. I think
no go.
What'd you say?
No go.
No go. All right, we'll end it with that, dude. All right, well, dude, I had a great time. We'll catch you on later, man.
Anytime. It was great.
All right.